Hello there. Now, do you like PvZ? Yeah, you probably clicked on it for that reason. Do you like using mushrooms? Yes. And well, this video is perfect for you. PvZ with only mushrooms, with all the survival levels. Yes, every single one. Well, besides the night one, they were just boring as heck. But let's just say the challenge was much of a problem. And well, just watch the compilation and the entire cinematic movie of the mushrooms. Okay, so if you ever play PvZ, you would know that mushrooms do not attack in the day, or any mushroom plant don't do anything in the day. But there's a little plant you unlock after beating 5-3, which is coffee bean, which allows you to wake up plants like mushrooms in the daytime. And they're pretty good plants in the community that, people say they are. The question is, how good are the mushrooms in survival day, or in every single day level of survival? How good are they? And are they actually viable in that mode? Well, in this video, we'll find out how viable they are. Only plants that are allowed are lily pad and flower pot to help out, but other than that, let's get the show on the road.
No.
Okay, so day one is not too much to talk about, but be honest though, it is kind of difficult because we have to spend 75 sun to wake up sunshrooms, which takes a hot minute because the sun, drops sun every few seconds, so we have to wait for a long time for that. But scary shrooms are our main way to kill zombies, or basic zombies for now. But later on, it gets a lot more difficult.
Huh?
Okay, so Flag 2 introduces pole vaulters and discos. And let's say discos are not the nicest for scary shrooms, as they spawn 4 zombies around them. And let's say that's kind of a problem without fume shroom. Mind you, every time we place down a fume shroom, it costs plus 75 more because of coffee bean. So it's gonna be 150 sun just for a fume shroom. Now you're probably thinking, why am I not using gloom shroom? Because I don't have them unlocked yet, so yeah. So I ended up using everyone's favorite mushroom plant, magnet shroom. Now this plant is pretty solid, but it's way too niche to actually be, useful. As screen doors already died to fumes in like 2 seconds, and then buckheads, that's like the only thing it's useful for. So other than that, let's move on to Flag 4. If the party couldn't get more lively, yeah, Disco is back for round 2. And let's say he comes out a lot more, and a lot more faster. Also newspaper here, and newspaper can't really do much since, it gets pierced by the fumes, so yeah, Disco is really the main threat right now.
Hello there.
Okay, football may be a threatening zombie, but here, he wasn't used often for unknown reasons. Disco was heavily spammed a lot more than football, and other than that, this was the final flag, so day level is possible with only mushrooms so far. So let's move on to the pool. I also bought Gloom Shroom, and trust me, it becomes useful way later. Yes! Yes! RNG like that later in the rounds will become a lot better, because that RNG right there was nice. But other than the RNG, let's just say the pool was kind of a struggle. A lot harder than the day levels, I'll say that. Because if we want to place something in the water, it will cost us 100 sun for the mushroom to even be active on the water. And plus whatever the plant costs. So that's already a lot of sun to spend. But on the final wave, yeah, let's just say Coneheads weren't the nicest in the water. But other than that, let's move on to the pool, day 2, or flag 2. Okay, with the help of Gloom Shroom, let's just say the pool got a lot easier. Gloom and Doom for the zombies though, because, Gloom Shroom is pretty powerful But it costs a lot because, like I said, plus 75 sun. So yeah, we have to wake it up or else it's useless. But let's say snorkels weren't too bad. They're kind of annoying if they're, in groups because I don't have walnut to stop them. But other than that, let's move on. Okay, so you can probably see the problem already. Disco is kind of a threat against DOOM-SHROOMs. Because for me to use DOOM-SHROOMs, I had to place them ahead, right? But I don't have Pumpkin or Walnut to help them, defend themselves. So if they're out in the open by themselves, then what are they gonna do about it? Now, I did DOOM-SHROOM on the final wave because why not? And plus, there was just 2 discos, what? The level just starts spamming discos like it's Halloween candy. I don't know what's going on with that, but other than that, discos, once again, are the main threats.
Let him cook! Let him cook now! Let him cook! I said let him cook!
Okay, so flag 4, once again, Disco's back for how many rounds he is, because he came back too many times for me to count. But newspapers, they're here and they're more useless than ever, because DOOM-SHROOM is broken against them. Okay, so flag 5 was simple, because, DOOM-SHROOM is good, obviously, we know that. But screen doors were spammed like it was a SWAT team. I don't know what was going on with that, but let's move on to the roof where things get down a slippery slope, we will say. Okay, I'm gonna immediately tell y'all this, that this world right here, or this survival level, sucked. Why? Because Flower Pot is just, ooh, man. If you thought Lily Pad was already bad enough, Flower Pot, you need on the roof, or else you're gonna straight lose. I had to use Hypno-SHROOM like 8 times on every single Conehead or Basic just to help me defend a lane. But hey, that wouldn't even work because, Hypno is not the strongest player in the game. There are so many strategies ranging from Hypno-SHROOM spam, to Puff-SHROOM spam, to DOOM-SHROOM spam, which DOOM-SHROOM did work, sorta, but the cooldown was too long, so we ended up dying. And sadly, this is where I'm ending the challenge. I couldn't take it anymore. It was just too many attempts. When I say the attempts were at least above 10, I mean that. It was probably 17 attempts. It was just the RNG with the zombies, the flower pots, the Puff-SHROOM not be able to shoot because the slope of the roof, the zombies themselves, Conehead RNG, Hypno-SHROOM, and DOOM-SHROOM cooldown. And even if I made it to the final flag, you may think, man, just DOOM-SHROOM it. Sun. I run out of sun. Or space to place down the DOOM-SHROOM. And there's a thing called bungees. So, this is where the challenge is going to end, I guess. On a sad note. Gloom-SHROOM. Oh man. Gloom and Doom once again. Now, you're probably thinking, why didn't I use him earlier? Well, it's really because of his pricing, or to get him on the field. See, I already said sun was a problem, but I said it was a problem on the final flag. At the start, I can get minimum 300 sun at best, if we get good RNG with zombies and not going the wrong rows. If they go to the lawnmowers and we're placing, coffee beans and sun shrooms, then we're good. Now, I'm gonna explain how I actually beat this. First of all, yes, I brought Ice Shroom and Doom. Ice Shroom just because, freezing stuff. 2, DOOM-SHROOM, at the last resort method. Now, obviously, he costs like 200 sun to use in the day, but to blow up a 5x5 is definitely worth it. But, with the power of Gloom-SHROOM, it is just insanely good. If you place on the second row and the fourth row, it's able to hit every single row on the roof. And you wanna know what's better? Is that it's so powerful that you don't even need something in front of it. Maybe at best, like a mushroom or a flower pot in front for cones. But other than that, we managed to actually do it. We managed to get past the first flag, which was already hard enough, but the flags after were pogo zombies, newspapers, balloons, which you may think balloons were horrible, but DOOM-SHROOM counters them, and they didn't come out too often. And then the last flag. Oh, the last flag. So knowing that, you know, I guess Coneheads were spam like it was a Halloween party, Coneheads came out like in groups, like I say like a pack, like a wolf pack, like 10 of them just in groups. Which was annoying because DOOM-SHROOM weren't the best at countering them, since they had to be pretty close to even hit them. But hey, nothing wrong with it if you could just DOOM-SHROOM and all, right? Just blow them all up. So you made it to the actual end of the video. And if you want to like the video, like it if you want to, or subscribe. But if you have any other challenges to, you know, suggest, then I will probably do them if they're not the most insane thing on earth. But other than that, I hope everyone enjoyed, and I am out, and have a good day. So if you saw my channel, that the first part I made was the first ever PvZ with only mushrooms, like survival day levels, okay? And a lot of y'all, okay, maybe not a lot, but some of y'all said that it was too easy and a lot of YouTubers already did this idea. And I was like, okay, so you want me to do hard mode, all day levels hard mode with only mushrooms. Now with this challenge brutal, well, I mean, I would be lying to you, would I? So, yes, it was. But, here's the original link in the description. And gosh, let's just see how this goes. Because I already know how it plays out, but I'll try to explain the best I can. Okay, so we're gonna take things calmly, smoothly, no rush. Spam puffshrooms. The minute you press let's plant, puffshroom, puffshroom, puffshrooms. Spam them everywhere. You have to. Because if you don't, you're basically acting to die. Also, DOOM-SHROOM. DOOM-SHROOM is interesting because it has a slow recharge, but its damage is really good. And has infinite pierce, which is also really good. For many reasons. So if you can, use it because it's like mainly my DPS output here. But MagneSHROOM, on the other hand, is pretty solid in this challenge. It's not the best plant because DOOM-SHROOM is easily better in every way, but MagneSHROOM is useful. Okay, so in case you never played PvZ in your life, then, well, first of all, I don't know why you're watching this video, but if you are, then thank you. But if you play PvZ, you may have known a little thing called survival mode, which is what I'm playing. And you basically make it to a certain amount of flags, and then you win. But here's the little kicker. Is that every time you win, well, the zombies on the street will randomize. Basically, you'll just pick a random zombie from the game and just put them there. So you could have like catapults, you could have discos, or you have diggers, or even a gargantuar if you're unlucky. And mind you, my plants aren't the best at gargantuar, so foreshadowing. So let's talk about the new students, okay? First of all, catapult. He shoots a ball that goes all the way to the back of your defense, and it will hit the plant back there. And if you notice something, I have sunshrooms in the back, in case you couldn't tell. And the problem is that if they die, I run out of sun. If I run out of sun, I am literally dead no matter what, because puffshrooms can't shoot in the day, unless they're awake. So yeah. Also, diggers exist, but they don't do much because MagneSHROOM is being the GOAT, as usual. But other than that, just spam DOOM-SHROOM and you should be good, basically. So both my past and present runs actually won. And let's see. Oh, we have Balloon Zombie my present run, and Jack, and Newspaper. But my past run had it easier? Like, what? So, okay, you could just say, well, my present run has only basics, And you'd be right, obviously. But the problem is that, there's balloon zombies. Mind you, DOOM-SHROOM the only guy that can hit that dude. I'm not kidding. So, yeah. And also, one little thing is that if you play survival mode, the further you go into the round, the more zombie spam there is. So, let's just say things pop real fast. Okay, before I show you the struggle, I just want to tell you that newspaper is a complete joke and is sad. But watch the suffering commence. Yeah, I use a lot of my DOOM-SHROOMs, and that's not good because I need them for later, but hey, we survived, right? So, my past run had it real easy, because there was only Jack in the Box there. My present run suffered a lot, but let's see. Okay, so even more fun. So Catapult is in both runs for some unknown reason, and Jack is also here in my present run. Honestly, this wasn't even that bad. I know I make it sound bad, but Disco, first of all, dies to Gloomshroom in like 2 seconds, so it doesn't matter. The backup dancers are more threatening because they spawn right on my Gloomshrooms, and they're gonna slowly kill it to death, so that's kind of a problem. Jack in the Box and Ladder are completely useless because Magnet Shroom is there. And once again, Catapult. Yay, the biggest threat. Of course. But yeah, other than that, this is not that bad. It sounds bad, but it's really not that bad. Okay, so both defenses were doing okay. I mean, none of them are really falling apart yet. Oh. Okay, so I don't know how to feel about this. My past one had the worst because Gargantuars are really almost impossible to kill. But I have Zombonis, which they're slow but tanky. And they also crush everything in their way. But also Gloomshrooms have short range, so Zombonis most of the time can actually just kill a Gloomshroom before they die. So, my emotions were very mixed on Zombonis, but let's just say that it was cool nonetheless. And my past run, before you try to say anything, trust me, that did not go well. Because the problem with Gargantuars is that even if I do DOOM-SHROOM them, they're going to throw their imp across the entire map, and once the imps are in the back, we lose. So yeah, other than that, Survival Day Hard is possible with some luck. Not too much, but just a little sprinkle. And here, I'll even show you the past run. Why? Because I bet some of y'all were curious. Trust me, this defense fell apart so fast, it's unfunny. Okay, so Pool is definitely a step up in difficulty. And by a step, I mean like 5 steps up. First of all, it's 6 rows. 2, the water lanes. 3, well, I mean 6 rows, I mean, what do you want me to say about that? The first flag wasn't bad, it was just like ducky tubes, buckets, and cones. So let's just check out our new friends on the street. Or the grass? Just Ladder. Really? Just Ladder, come on. I mean, he's not even difficult. Just Ladder. Yeah, I mean, come on, Gloomshroom can really shred through him, so he's not a threat at all. Even when spammed. Okay, I know you're gonna be confused because you're probably like, what the heck? Sea-Shroom, scary in the back, you didn't have that defense. Well, first of all, I did fail that run. The run you saw earlier, I failed. And yeah, that didn't go so well. And here's the footage of how I failed. I got to flag 9 and got absolutely overran by diggers. How? I don't even know. But this is our new run, basically. So, 4 flag completed. The only thing to note for this is that I made this cool like magnet shroom like area just in the middle. It works surprisingly well for what it is. But yeah, other than that, catapults are annoying and Pogo really gets shredded in 2 seconds. Okay, here's something to mention. Every time it's before the first flag, everything is usually calm and chill. After the first flag, everything is just chaos. It's spam whatever zombies on the street or the grass or whatever you want to like say over there. So basically after the first flag is when chaos breaks out, and yeah, I gotta pray my defense just makes it through. Really? Really? Pole vulture, snorkel, and newspaper. Really? Those three? Honestly, the most threatening is pole vulture because, well, he's fast, and plus there's a lot of them spammed in this, but really? Those three zombies. Also, I somehow lost my ice stream like that. Don't comment anything in the comments for that. Okay? Don't say like how or what happened. Nine flags. 9. I know, I see that too. You're probably about to comment, what happened? What happened? Well, I'm about to tell you what happened. And show you, obviously. So, okay, first of all, we're on the roof. I mean, like, come on, do I have to say anything for that? It's roof. Even the original challenge, roof was like the most difficult, easily by far. Also, my defense after this, like, what even is this defense? Like, can you even say that's the defense? Also, balloon zombie for the sake of it, because why not? So I tried stacking my ice shrooms and doom shrooms, and you'll see why that won't work later, but right now it works, and I'm happy it does because there's only so much I can do on the roof. But I basically just spam fume and glooms. And here come the suffering, so enjoy.
Hello there.
Okay, so you probably get the idea. Spam doom shrooms and hope for the best. The problem is that I didn't bring immaterial doom shroom for unknown reasons. And yeah, that's why I got kind of screwed over by balloon zombies because they were annoying. And Catapult kept killing my sun shrooms, so you probably know what the outcome is. And it didn't go so well. And yeah, it didn't go well. But why? Why balloon zombie? Why? So I tried again, okay? I give it a round 2 because, I mean, why not, you know? Now, mind you, it's not really round 2 because, holy cow, it takes a lot of attempts just to get a good RNG, like, run at the start. Because the hardest part about roof is actually the beginning because the sun. You don't have enough sun to deal with everything. And plus, even if you did, the slope on the roof really messes up puff shrooms, so you can't use puff shrooms early on. Literally, your most viable attacker is Fume, honestly. Gloom is good, but his range is too short. So yeah, let's just say this, Bundy ambushes. Yeah, that's something. I forgot to mention them, but yeah, they actually are an issue because they love to just drop stuff on my defense. And that's bad for many reasons, but you'll see why it gets worse later on. And yeah, let's just see how it goes now. Oh yay, he's back. For some reason, it seemed like the survival mode loves to pick catapults and balloon zombies. Why? I don't know. I mean, maybe balloon zombie because he's like annoying, you have to deal with him. But catapult, really? Why does it pick catapult all the time? So yeah, basically this entire run is just straight up spam DOOM-SHROOM as usual. I mean, like, what do you want me to say? Like, there's nothing else I can do. Just spam Doom and hope that you don't get too many balloon zombies, I guess. But also, if you're enjoying this video though, because we're getting toward the end of it, if you're enjoying the video, please hit that like button, because I'm enjoying making this video, I'm not gonna lie. And you can even subscribe if you want to, for future challenges or just gaming, so, hey, the choice is yours, is what I'm saying. Oh, okay, that's not threatening at all. But at the same time, it's like, what? Ironically, this was not hard. Like, unironically, this was actually, like, really, really easy. Was it painfully easy? No, but it was easy nonetheless. I mean, Pogo doesn't do anything, and Jack legit can't do anything, and Catapult is just annoying. Because why wouldn't he be? Okay, let's do a little quiz, okay? Who is the biggest threat right there? Okay, I'll give you 4 options. Either A, Bungie, B, Zomboni, C, Balloon Zombie, or D, Football. You can put down in the comments, and yeah, we'll see if you're right, because holy cow, the answer may surprise y'all. So first of all, Football came in running in because that's what he likes to do. And yeah, Magnet Shroom is useful. Tiny problem, I don't have a lot of Magnet Shrooms, if you couldn't tell. I have one in the middle. And one Magnet Shroom does not help. Like, at all. Also, Bungees, guess what? Look at that. And yeah, both of my Doom Shrooms. Yay. My entire, like, last resort gone. Zombonis and Balloons are annoying, but hey, I can just blow them up, right? The main issue is, Bungees. If you got it right by saying Bungie in the comments, congratulations. I guess you're smart or something, or you just guess. I don't know. But let's just say this is that, Bungees, they are annoying. Because they took my Doom Shroom, they took basically everything. And that's how we lost. So, in case y'all were now wondering, what happened, I just answered your question. Now, I know y'all probably disappointed that I didn't complete the challenge technically, because I'm at 9 flag, not 10. But I'm gonna count it as a semi-win, because, I mean, I was 1 flag away. And plus, the RNG is just, like, dumb, because I could've got Gargantuar, or I could've got Screen Doors. Who knows, the game could just give me mercy, or just make me suffer. And I guess it chose to make me suffer. But if you enjoyed the video though, hit that like button. Reminder that the original is in the description, so if you want to check out the first part, or part I guess, because it's just the normal mode, then I guess you can check that out. But other than that, I am out, and have a good day. Welcome to another Plants vs. Zombies DLC mod challenge. And obviously by the title, it's only mushrooms in survival mode. And I already made part 1 and part 2 on this for PvZ1, so go check those out. But this is the saga and the final episode. I'll be doing hard mode for both of these, and regular mode. But the main question is DOOM-SHROOM still the best mushroom? And in this challenge, we're gonna find out, is he truly the best mushroom? And let's begin. So let's start off with Night Roof, which is a new world in PvZ DLC. And my favorite part of these videos is the tier list. So we have a tier list of a lot of mushrooms this time, like a lot. And I say this tier list is pretty accurate. Now obviously some plants are lower than others, but just know that World 6 has a thing called the Blood Moon, which makes zombies move really fast. And obviously, well, it goes away. But other than that though, let's move on. So moving on, now we have a new zombie called Vampire Zombie, which by the name, it heals whenever it eats plants. And it heals a decent amount, so it actually can be threatening. But most of the time it's not that threatening, as, well, Dracula can die pretty easily if it's, well, not eating a plant. So other than that though, this was not that bad, honestly. Just don't let the Blood Moon, like, you know, overtake you, I guess. And the rest of Night Roof was pretty simple, honestly. I mean, it was basically just clones of each other, I ain't gonna lie. Literally same zombie, same everything, same lineup, majority of the time. But other than that though, this is the tier list for Night Roof, and I think it's a pretty solid tier list, like I said earlier. But trust me, this tier list changes a lot in the next world. But Other than that, Night Roof is possible, yes, with only mushrooms. So there's a lot of problems already with World 7 and we haven't even really started. So let's talk about the first problem about this amazing world. First of all, the bushes. Oh my, dude, the bushes are genuinely so annoying. And if you play normally it's fine, but we have mushrooms and mushrooms can't see in the bushes because I guess they just aren't smart. So the only plant we can really destroy the bushes with is DOOM-SHROOM. And well, that's a problem because DOOM-SHROOM has a long cooldown, and I can't just spam DOOM-SHROOM for every time a bush pops up. Trust me, this gets a lot worse in hard mode. And next up we got screen doors, but that's not what I really want to talk about. I want to talk about this new plant, Bravery Shroom, which is basically Scary Shroom, but if he actually had, well, confidence and, well, lack of fear against the zombies. And the basically way he works is that he shoots really fast when zombies are close. And yes, I know I used a DOOM-SHROOM on one zombie, but trust me, we were gonna die to that, okay? But other than that though, yeah, pretty easy, I guess. I mean, it gets worse later on, but for right now, it's manageable. And well, the next level, or I guess next thing, was screen doors again. Trust me, they weren't threatening at all. But if you made this far though, then I hope you like and subscribe because we're almost at 1K, and that would be kinda crazy. Kinda. Okay, actually no, it would be. So I appreciate everyone that likes and subscribes to the video or channel, but so far, pretty simple. And once again, for the final wave, we used the best mushroom in the game, DOOM-SHROOM. And one more last magical event, or two more magical events I guess. Flag 4 and Flag 5 were pretty samey, so that's why I put them by each other. And well, this concludes the normal mode of Woods, and my experience with it was fun, quote unquote. Now trust me, it gets a lot worse in hard mode, but let's just say, for right now, this is a win. And we made back to World 6, and yes, this time is the hard mode. So the question is, how much did the tier list change? And it changed a tiny bit, but usually though, Fume Shroom is the way to go, because Fume Shroom can pierce through the roof. But trust me though, Fume Shroom alone won't save us. And DOOM-SHROOM, yeah, with this gimmick, maybe won't last for so long. But just know that the hard mode here has 2 flags, which first of all sucks. Obviously, I mean 2 flags, seriously. But it's okay though because the first wave has literally nothing threatening. But still 2 flags suck. But other than that though, the first flag once again was easy, and the tier list had changed, but DOOM-SHROOM for right now is still the best in my eyes. Now this zombie, aka Fisherman, it can become a threat later on, but we have Pole Vulture. And Pole Vulture is same old, I mean he's kinda threatening, but really more of a nuisance. But Fisherman, oh Fisherman. So this zombie is new to DLC, and this zombie is not usually threatening by itself, but if it's spammed, aka in survival mode, yeah, it becomes a threat. So what Fisherman does, you probably are wondering. Well, it throws a net, and I don't know where it throws. It sometimes throws in the back, sometimes throws in front, but it throws the net, right? And it stuns one plant with that net. And yeah, basically like that. It would just stun them, boom, they can't do anything. And yes, one fisherman doing this isn't bad, but trust me, when there's more of them, oh gosh, the spam is just insane. And eventually you just have the entire row just stun locked with a net. But other than that though, this flag was actually pretty simple since we have Frost Shroom, which, oh my dude, Frost Shroom is genuinely like the best plant. Ice Shroom, but basically Fume combined. But other than that though, it's simple. Now this is the most annoying zombie in this entire challenge. I'm not even lying to you. Leaf Blower is a zombie that has a leaf blower, obviously. And this leaf blower, well, does one thing and one thing only. Blows your plants. And you're probably thinking, well, okay, it pushes your plants back, what's the problem? Well, if there's no space for it to go backwards, the plant in the back will go flying off the screen. And it doesn't matter which plant it is, they will just go flying off the screen. And mind you, survival mode spams these dudes, so the minute they get the upper hand on you, boom. Say goodbye to your DOOM-SHROOM, say goodbye to your Ice Shroom, say goodbye to your Fire Shroom, anything that's in the back, gone. And these guys are so annoying. Plus they're kinda tanky too. And before you say, well, use Loom-SHROOM, well, Loom-SHROOM also will count as a blowaway plant, so don't plant in front of it either. Genuinely, this dude not only messes up your symmetry, but it just messes up the entire defense. I mean, just look at row 5. I mean, 4. Yeah, like, what happened here? But it can't get any worse, right? Right?
Whopper.
Okay, I'll stop with the fake ads, but seriously though, who do we even talk about first? We can talk about Gargantuars or Catapult, but let's talk about the new guy, Trash Can. And oh boy, this guy is interesting. So he's not really threatening because Fume Shroom, but at the same time, even if you kill him, he drops trash. And the trash is like a grid item, which is really annoying. So yay. We do have Magnet Shroom though, which is nice. But Catapult can be boosted by the Rage, like from the moon, which, Catapults aren't threatening regardless, they're just annoying. But the main threat of the show, oh, the big threat, Gargantuars. Now, in case you haven't been living under a rock, just know that most mushrooms aren't known for their range, as mushroom plants have, short range compared to other plants in PvZ, series. And well, short range and a guy who can crush plants immediately is not a good combo. So this is where DOOM-SHROOM and Ice Shroom just completely shine. Okay, so I'm going through this challenge, right? I was doing this challenge expecting the hard mode to be difficult. But someone in the comments genuinely tell me, who the heck is this? This, like, Giga Football, like Ultra Form thing. Like, what the heck? So I saw this, right? And I was thinking, okay, it's football, but he's muscular and he has a lot more armor. Yay. And sadly, the Almanac doesn't even have him in there, so I couldn't tell what he actually does. So, going against this threat, we lost. Yeah. It wasn't just him though, it was also Zombonis, which also suck. And once again, mushrooms aren't known for their long range. So, knowing that fact, well, Zombonis are basically impossible to kill, unless you have DOOM-SHROOM. And, not only that, you got other threats like Fisherman, Jack, and Football. Yay. Fisherman, once again, is spammed, is the worst thing ever. And Jack, well, it's Jack. And I'm not going to bring Magnet Shroom because, well, Magnet Shroom isn't really that useful, to be honest. And yeah, so we end up losing here because, well, I mean, just look. But it's okay though, because we got a round 2 coming. So the round 2, I have mass production on frost shrooms. Just look how many there are. There are so many. But it's okay though, because a lot of them die anyways because, well, zombonis. And before you think, well, Nebulae, we're gonna lose again. Well, we didn't lose, I guess. I mean, we lost a lot, but we didn't lose. So DOOM-SHROOM once again carries. And not only that, zombonis here aren't as bad, because the reason why they aren't bad here is because, well, I was on the final flag in the last run, but this run I'm on flag 7, meaning that the spawn rate for the zombies are a bit merciful, I guess we could say. Okay, so flag 8 or flag 9 was actually pretty simple, and there was no problem whatsoever, and it was actually pretty simple. Like, really simple. Okay, fine, Balloon is here, okay? Balloon is here, and holy cow, Balloon. I'm not even gonna say anything, I'm just gonna have the video explain it.
No, 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 no. Wait. Wait.
And we made it to Survival Woods! Yay! Now, I did make the tier list again, as this actually makes a fat difference, it being hard mode instead of normal mode. And well, it changed a bit. And what sucks though is that, once again, we had to do with the stupid bushes. Yay! Now, obviously, you're probably thinking, well, we kinda already beat this, so how bad could it really be? Oh gosh. The zombie selection it picks later on just makes it more fun. But just know that the first flag and the second flag were actually pretty simple, honestly, and basically just bring DOOM-SHROOM. And yes, I know I say it's simple and, well, what goes happening on the screen, but trust me, everything's okay. Okay, so let's talk about the 3 flags, okay? Yes, I know flag 2 and 3 are in the same, like, wave, I guess, or round. But just know that, well, I mean, just look at the difference later on, as there's a lot of bushes. And everything seemed to be going so swell and dandy, and no problems will ever happen. Well, there's a problem. Well, on flag 4, first of all, a DOOM-SHROOM died, which was just embarrassing on my part. But not only that, on flag 4, we lost to a football zombie. And well, football zombie is a problem. Not only because he's tanky, but because he's fast. And since we're on flag 4, well, they're gonna spam him more often. And I don't have Magnet Shroom out. And I don't have a lot of sun, in case you couldn't already tell. Because mind you, every plant I place down costs 75 more. Now you're probably thinking, Nebulae, we lost again. So how will we change the strategy this time? And I know y'all are very lost. So let me show you a new way and a new strategy. The new strategy involves stacking Ice Shroom and DOOM-SHROOM. This will come into play way later. Balloon Zombie. And Fire Shroom also is actually pretty useful, as Fire Shroom is basically like a walnut but does damage if it's awake, which is actually really cool. But look at a little shout out to Present Me on the next wave. Okay. Now, before we talk about the big threat, once again, discos are a whole different ball game. Get it? Cause dance? Okay, whatever. So discos, first of all, are already bad enough by themselves, as they spawn 4 backup dancers, and that's really annoying. And that doesn't really matter if you have Fume-Shroom. Problem is that, well, we're in the forest, and the forest has bushes, and these bushes make zombies invisible, essentially. So if a dancer, or a disco is stuck in the bush, you are not killing that thing, unless you Doom-Shroom. And well, the big threat himself, Gargantuars. Once again, mushrooms aren't known for their long range, so we have to literally use Gloom Shrooms, Volt Shrooms, and literally spam Doom and Ice Shroom just to win. And mind you, the slow effect from the, plants are actually really strong against Gargantuars, and without them, we probably would have lost, as we only have 1 lawnmower right now. And trust me, that becomes scary later on. But yeah, this is possible, just a lot of Doom Shrooms. Okay, so we made it to flag 6 and 7. Now, if you put 6, 7 in the comments, you are banned. But other than that though, we have leaf blowers, and well, they are annoying like I said, but they're not that bad on the woods map because, well, there's no roof, and no roof equals no slope. Other than that though, pogos and newspapers, which aren't threatening at all, so pretty easy. Now we're on the final 2 flags, and the question is, did I actually beat this time, or did I die? Well, I'm just going to show you a speedrun because Balloon Zombie is here, so let's run it. Wait! Now I know you probably see Blover, and let me explain. I know it's wrong for me to do this, but I did not use Blover. See, I brought Blover in case I lost, because I didn't want to restart the entire challenge, and plus I would have told y'all if I used it, and I used it a total of 0 times. And you made it to the end of the challenge. First, I just want to say appreciate it for you making it to the end, and hope you enjoyed. Not only that, this is the final episode of the PvZ with only Mushroom Saga. Now, will I ever come back to the mushrooms? Yes, I will, but in adventure mode. But have a great day, and I am out.